Afternoon at 12 noon.
1 second.
We're right on it? No, we're right on 12 noon. Okay, looking forward to the ball game up in Charlotte Saturday, 7 o'clock. East Carolina, a team that has excellent tradition. They've won their conference, I think, 2 of the last 3 years. Last year they were 6-6, went to the bowl game, finished 6-7. But they're a team that believes they can upset some people. They beat Virginia Tech there in Charlotte 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. And certainly they plan on beating us Saturday night. They're an offensive bunch. Their defense was not that good last year, but their offense was very good. Dominic Davis, their quarterback, will probably own about all the school records after this season. And last year he hit about 65%, almost 4,000 yards, 37 touchdowns. They play Mike Leach's offense, Texas Tech. Ruffin was at Texas Tech, and he brought an assistant with him from there. So, as we all know, Mike Leach's offense has gone up and down the field every year against about anybody. And these guys do an excellent job with it. So, our defense will be tested. We got to have a good pass rush, but we got to cover it. The ball's going to get out, so we got to cover people and break on the ball and so forth. So it certainly will be a test for our pass defense, and not only our third down defense, which wasn't very good last year, but our fourth down defense. These guys attempted 28 last year, fourth downs, hit 21 out of 28. So they believe in their offense, and our defense needs to play well, and offensively we need to play well. We can't go 3 and out and say go get them defense, get the ball back real quick, because they got a history of moving the ball. So anyway, it's going to be a good challenge for all of us, and we're looking forward to this game. We're very healthy. Last night, looked around in practice, and just everyone that started preseason practice was practicing. Akeem Auguste really hadn't practiced all year, so he's still hobbled with his foot injury. But other than that, we're very healthy at this time of year, so we shouldn't get anybody hurt, hopefully, between now and Saturday night, and we'll be pretty close to 100% full speed. Our cornerbacks, we plan on playing both of them in the game. Everybody wants to know who's going to start. We'll announce that a little later in the week. It's not that big a deal who plays first. They'll both play probably a couple of possessions, 2 or 3 first half, and then we'll go from there. Connor's had a very good preseason. His scrimmages actually have been a little better than Stephen. Stephen had a very good practice last night. They're both improved, and I really believe competing against each other has made both of them better. So we'll see how the season plays out. Sometimes I hear coaches say, well, he's won the competition, he's our quarterback for the year. I don't know how you can do that. I don't know how you can say one guy's a quarterback for the year if you've got 2 that are pretty close, and if one of them's struggling, I don't know how you tell the other guy he's not going to have a chance. So, fortunately, I've had a history. I've coached a few years, as most of you know, and I started thinking back of the 8 conference champions our teams have won. In 4 of the 8, we played 2 quarterbacks, 50% of the time. The last one was 2000 with Jesse Palmer and Rex Grossman, and they actually were involved in 4 wins each. We finished 8-1 and won the conference in 2000. So obviously, if one of us playing a lot better than the other, he plays. And our job as coaches is to always put the best players on the field, no matter what position, and that's what we plan to do. So they'll both play this game, and it would be very easy if one of them clearly outplayed the other, and then we'll know who's going to play the next game. But we'll have both of them ready. Really been impressed with both these guys. I think they've improved to the point that our passing game will be improved. Obviously, it starts with the offensive line, and those guys have done pretty well thus far this preseason. But again, we got to take it to the ballpark. We're an unknown team. We've got some high expectations. A lot of people are picking us to do well. Some are not picking us to do very well, which is okay. We know we have to earn it on the field and go from there. But our guys are looking forward to it. 4 weeks is a long time to practice. I was telling somebody the other day, we used to practice 2 weeks and go play. Now we practice about 3, so we're a week longer than we used to be, but it's fewer two-a-days and so forth. It's probably a lot safer the way we do it now, a lot smarter and so forth. So anyway, looking forward to it, and expect a good crowd up there. East Carolina will have a lot of people there. That's obviously in their state, and they'll bring a good crowd, and I'm sure we'll have a good crowd also. So should be a heck of a game. Looking forward to it. Questions?
Raise your hand, please. We'll get a microphone to you.
Coach Joe Williams, Gamecock Central. With the prominence of their offense and how much they are able to move the ball and how quickly they get rid of it, in the last couple of seasons, your defenses have struggled getting spread offenses off the field, particularly with Auburn last year, Florida during Coach Meyer's tenure. Is this a game where you'd like to chew up a lot of clock and kind of keep their offense off the field and just get out of there with a win?
No, I don't think so. We got confidence our defense can play. If you're better than the other team, I think we're picked to beat these guys. You'd like to have about 15 possessions each side. So, now we hope to get them off the field quickly. If we're fortunate to score quickly, we'll try to score quickly. We're not going to try to just run for 3-4. But we do plan to run, don't get me wrong. Our offense has not changed that much from last year with giving the ball to Marcus Lattimore. They know that he's going to get it, and he'll get it a bunch. But no, we're not out there trying to chew up clock, if that's what you mean.
Scott Hood from Gamecock Central. ECU has changed to a 3-4 defense this year after last year's showing. What are the challenges of facing a 3-4 defense as opposed to the more conventional 4-3?
Well, the challenges are a little bit that they can move guys around more with just 3 down linemen. And they're usually slanting somewhere, and the 4 linebackers are slanting somewhere. So it gives you an extra stand-up guy. Very, very similar to what Vanderbilt has used the last several years. Wofford, I think, played that way. So we've seen a little bit of it, but we just need to block our guys. I mean, we need to block our area and so forth. Sometimes you don't know who's going to be there, but if you take the proper steps, you'll sort of run into somebody. So it'll be a little bit of a challenge for our linemen to make sure we're heading in the right direction, and your protections are a little different. So we've watched. Actually, we've been watching Air Force and Brigham Young. Their defensive coordinator, I think, came from Brigham Young, and their staff visited Air Force last year. So we've been watching a couple of teams. You say, what are you watching them dudes for? And I said, well, we think this is what they're going to look like. And it is unusual. Watching last year's East Carolina defense, they may not look anything much like that. So it's something different.
Steve, Kenny Miles is listed as the number 2 running back on the depth chart. Did he work a little bit at safety last week, or will he pretty much be?
No, he's on offense. That was just a one day. Let's see if he can pick something up. Our safety struggled the practice before, and I thought maybe, but that was not a good idea. He's the backup. If something would happen to Marcus, he's our guy. Sean is an excellent runner with the ball, and he'll be in the game some also. We got to sort of pick our spots, put Sean in there, but Sean's a very good running back. So hopefully all 3 of them will get in the game a bit.
Steve, I know that you've been careful with Marcus's snaps this preseason. How much will you try to keep the wear and tear off his legs when you have the opportunity this season?
The amount of time Marcus plays depends on the score of the game, obviously. If it's a close game all the way through, he's ready to carry 30 to 40 like he did last year. So he's ready to go. He's gone through all the practices, didn't go through a lot of the scrimmages, but he's healthy and raring to go. No, we come to try to win the game. That's what you come to the ballpark to try to do. And then after that, if you're fortunate to get ahead a little bit, then you let the backup guys play. And if we need him to carry 40 times to beat East Carolina, we'll try to give it to him 40 times if that's the best way to try to win the game.